So I remember years ago when I had like cable or whatever, I guess it was satellite, and every once in a while they'd give you like, when you re-upped, they'd give you like free HBO or Cinemax or whatever. And I remember when I was a teenager, it was during the time when parody porn came out, and it was the softcore porn. So like,
Oh yeah.
Indiana Bones and the Temple of Poon, or the Lord of the G Strings, which was not great. Effort on their part, and it got me thinking. I was just reminiscing the other day, and like I can only think of one movie that you can't make a porn name for. Do you know what that movie is?
No, what is it?
Holes.
Can we still have Shia LaBeouf and that kid?
Oh yeah, because then you can just rename him Shia the Beef, and then it's good to go.
Hello everyone, I am Hugo.
And I am Jake, and he's back.
Yes, no one knew I was gone. There wasn't like a gap.
It felt like you were gone, because you were gone. Although, like, I think you may have moved like 100 miles further away from me, but really, like, straight lines, not much.
No,
not
a
much
lot
going on there.
Yeah. So this is the Bible Reloaded, and we're back, and I was in Florida for about a week for a family thing. And Florida's garbage, by the way. If you've never been to Florida and you've only heard tales of Florida, like, oh, this week on the news, a Florida man fucked a zoo. What do you mean? He fucked a zoo animal? No, he fucked a whole zoo. That's how Florida works. It's just like that. Like, even aesthetically, you look around, you can feel it. You're like, oh, there's a gross crime going on somewhere around me. I can't see it, but I can feel it.
Oh, yeah, you can. It's almost like a musk in the air. I've seen, like, crack and meth deals go down at Walgreens, like just like normal. Like they literally had like a bag of groceries with them. Like they got some Gatorades in their prescription filled, and they're like, oh, also I would like some meth.
See, this is what happens when you're not allowed to buy alcohol and liquor in like a grocery store. Weird meth deals happen. They're like, I would have bought a Jack Daniels, but I'm not walking to the store next to the Publix. See, if you live in Florida, that's hilarious. Anyway. I also got there. By the way, I got there via Delta Airlines, which is objectively, maybe not the worst. I guess it's the worst white people airline. I'm sure.
Is there another colored people airline?
Excuse me. Have you seen the movie Soul Plane? Exactly. I went on Delta, and just like there was last time when we went to Texas, I had to fly back. I had this huge fucking delay. It was by hours. It was terrible. Hydraulic shit was fucked up.
And obviously, if you can't tell, Hugo is sick right now. He's all stuffy.
Yeah. Apologize for my voice, by the way. But the whole thing was an ordeal. I'm not going to go into the specifics because it's just a pain in the ass. You get it. It was an ordeal. Also, by the way, if you didn't know, in the past couple years, maybe in the past decade, because Delta's trying to make more and more money, and this is true for a couple airlines, but Delta's really, really, really guilty of this. They've been putting more and more seats in the airplanes so they can get more people per flight and make more money.
And also, by the way, they've been erasing the amount of overhead space that you can. Like last time, I had to check my carry-on.
Yeah, they do this all the time. It was actually every flight I went on. They overbooked. They asked for volunteers if they wanted to leave. They told everyone, like, we're gonna have all the rolling luggage. We're gonna have to check. It was bullshit. It was a huge.
They stuck fingers up everyone's butthole for no reason. They didn't even look for stuff.
Yeah,
there's like this is part of it now. That'll be $6.
There's so little leg room. You're so cramped. And I was in the back row, the very back row of the airplane, for all 4 flights, 2 there, 2 back. And I went and I was in the back row, and there used to be emergency equipment back there, which is still there, but they crammed a seat in between what used to be the last seat and the emergency equipment. So my seat was an acute angle, if that makes sense, ever so slightly. So you couldn't lean back. You had to lean forward the whole flight. It was bullshit.
It was like 46 degrees.
This is the opposite of an advertisement for Delta. Delta Airlines is if you ever want to know what it's like to be in a modern slave ship, that's what I would get out of Delta Airlines, except unlike a slave ship, you have a high chance of winding up in Atlanta. Actually, no, that is like a slave ship. Delta Airlines is a modern-day slave ship. You're welcome. So anyway.
Also, we're here for Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, sorry. This was a whole thing, but honestly, seriously, if you're booking a flight ever,
just avoid
I don't care
Delta
if it costs $50 or $100 more. Fuck Delta. Fly at least Southwest. I don't care. I don't care what you got to do. I don't give a fuck. Stay away from Delta. And Delta, go fuck yourself. This is the second time in a row you've done this shit, and I hate you. And your fucking concourse. Anyway, so today, like we said, we're going to Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes 2, and if you missed the last episode, it's Solomon talking about how nothing matters. Much like Delta Airlines. Here we go. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Pleasures are meaningless.
All pleasures?
All of them, especially the butt ones.
The butt ones?
The butt ones, the genital ones, meaningless.
My favorite butt pleasure is actually when you have to poop really bad. It's like the version of a poop where, if you're a guy, you know what I'm talking about. You know when you have to pee so bad that like your whole body relaxes the second you release it and you kind of gotta slump and like hold yourself up?
Yeah.
That's the kind of poops I like.
Butt stuff are the empty calories of sex. I said to myself, come now, I will test you with pleasure to find out what is good. See, Solomon was into butt stuff. He tested everything, every orifice, every crack and crevice. He was in there, and he was an old man by this point. So it was a lemonparty.com situation. It was beautiful.
Wow, just like, you just ruined like 20 to 25,000 12-year-olds that watch this show.
Honestly, if lemonparty.com wants to pay me to mention lemonparty.com in every single episode, I absolutely will. Hashtag NSFW.
That's
not a hashtag for... I'm just letting people know, if you're at work, don't type in lemonparty.com, or type it in, forward it to everyone in your office, and begin packing your things into... what are those boxes? They're like file boxes they give people to get fired and walk out.
They're the boxes that you have specifically for when you discharge people. It's like, this will make them feel way worse because this is that box everyone gets. Actually, sometimes they just call you into the office. Turns out no one's in there, just the box. And then you just take it, cry into it, and walk over to your desk.
Now I know what it feels like to be the entire city of Detroit. Laughter, I said, is madness, and what does pleasure accomplish? I tried cheering myself with wine and embracing folly, my mind still guiding me with wisdom. I like that he's like, I tried to be frivolous, but I'm just so wise, I can't even do it. Ha ha ha. I'm Solomon.
I tried to be an alcoholic, but that didn't work. Since when has being an alcoholic been like the good choice? Someone's like, I went alcoholic and now my life is great.
I'm impressed that he had to try. I've never met an alcoholic who was like, you know, that initial buy-in was real hard, but after the first couple months, I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally falling asleep and peeing myself. Waking up at 4 p.m. with a headache? Thank you.
Yeah, I sure do love my bottom shelf plastic bottle vodka.
You know what was the best? Burnett's, the cherry kind, said everyone. If I ever have to smell Burnett's again, I'm probably going to throw up over everyone in the entire world. FYI, if you ever meet me, please don't give me Burnett's. I don't know why you would, except for the fact that I'm saying this now, and now you might.
That's mine with 100 proof peppermint schnapps. Can't do it.
I can't go, at this point, I can't go anywhere under absolute.
Yeah.
That's
you
fine.
You gotta have some standards in your adult life.
Yeah. I went from Burnett's, and then I went to Smirnoff, and then I was like, still no. Absolute, every once in a while. There you go. It's not top shelf, but I don't feel like shitting my pants the next day.
Oh, you gotta go Tito's. Tito's is the shit.
Okay. I wanted to see what was good for people to do under the heavens during the few days of their lives. This was when you were an old man. Are you telling me you've never been happy, Solomon?
He's having a really rough go of it.
Solomon is apparently clinically depressed since age 8. I undertook great projects. I built houses for myself and planned vineyards. I don't know if building yourself a house is gonna be the most fulfilling thing. If he had said, I built houses for homeless people and I felt nothing, I'd be like, oh, yeah, maybe something is up with you. But he's like, I built myself a giant mansion in like a grape vineyard. Didn't feel shit. Maybe you don't want a big house and a vineyard. Just saying.
Yeah, try some Habitat for Humanity, or just donate to the ASPCA and put that one Sarah McLachlan song on repeat.
I made reservoirs for the water groves of flourishing trees. I bought male and female slaves and had other slaves who were born in my house. Now see...
Okay, that's not a good... You don't want to be slave guy. You don't want... No, I can't imagine a wealth of happiness comes from the ownership and subjugation of colored people.
At the time...
Or just other people.
At the time, it definitely was, especially because the slaves were almost the same color as you. It wasn't a black-white thing. It was just an I'm dominant thing. Made you feel great. Look at me! I ruined your life! I bought it! It's mine now! Ha 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 ha! Said Solomon, hero of the Bible. I also owned more herds and flocks than anyone in Jerusalem before me. How do you
really own flocks, right? You don't really own them.
What are flocks? What are flocks? I don't even know.
Like birds.
No, I don't. Hold on.
That's just kind of like they hang out there. Like they can fly away whenever they want.
I gotta Google this now. Give me 1 minute. Sheep and cattle. One sheep and one. Sheep is flock of sheep.
Flock of sheep? Walk a flock of sheep?
Yep. Flock is sheep. So if you want some lamb, that's what that is. We thought it was birds. I'm a little disappointed in us, honestly, but at this point, I'm too disappointed.
But they're called flocks of birds. Doesn't matter.
I know. I'm more disappointed in us to even be disappointed in us about this. There are worse things we've done than be factually incorrect. So... I amassed silver and gold for myself and the treasure of kings and provinces. I acquired male and female singers and a harem. Ooh, a harem. If this should have applied to the sexual stuff he was trying to do either when he was finding all the different pleasures. Harem should have been on that list somewhere. If you get a harem, Solomon, and you're still feeling like shit, maybe it's on you. Or maybe you have a shitty harem. I don't know. If you get a harem that's like really half-assed and doesn't really care, it's probably kind of shit. It's like owning
if it's half-assed, you don't get to do butt stuff.
It's like having a Lamborghini, but you can't go over 60.
Yeah, that's not good. Also, it apparently is made up of male and female singers, which would be weird. I mean, it's not the worst thing having Justin Timberlake somewhere in your harem, but that means you also have, like, Fergie.
I think it's, like, separate. Like, the harem is one thing, and the singers are separate.
Clearly, it's separate.
It's like dinner in a show.
Wait, did the singers sing while you do harem things?
Oh, absolutely. Think about it now. If you're having
like an amphitheater of fuck.
If you're having sex now, maybe you put on your iPod or your phone or whatever, like maybe some music in the background.
You put your iPod on? Who has an iPod?
Okay, pretend it's 2005 then. I don't care. You get the point. Steve Jobs is still alive, so you still honor him by fucking to his music. Anyway, back then, a Zune then. Back then, you don't have a Zune.
So you're in a trailer park.
Yeah, to play your music on. So you get a harem to play your music, and you fuck to it. They sing some Barry Manilow, but in...
Barry Manilow?
But like maybe an alto.
That's not even the best Barry to fuck to when white is available. Who is black?
I mixed up my berries. At least I didn't mix them up and say like you're watching Catwoman. I don't know.
Oh, Hallie.
Take that,
That's
Hallie.
Also Barry.
Remember that movie?
Wow. Someone in the comments is going to make a shitty pun. Like, oops, all berries. Shut up. I did it for you so I don't have to read it.
Honestly, I can't believe we forgave the captain after that happened. Like, if I fuck up on my job, I don't put that shit in a box and get someone to design a label for it. Fuck you. Take those berries
and then sell
back.
It for 20 years.
Yeah.
Take them back.
That's a mistake.
Put them in the regular ones.
How many accidentally all berries batches did you make it in like 1995 that we're still dealing with this?
Every batch was all berries, and they just had they had 20 years worth of all berries.
I became greater by far than anyone in Jerusalem before me. In all this, my wisdom stayed with me. Really, is you saying that you're the best person who's ever been on this piece of land and human history the wisest thing you could possibly say at this moment, Solomon?
I feel like maybe Trump took a few pointers from Solomon.
He loves Jerusalem. He just loves Jerusalem. It's the best Jerusalem. He's the best at it. He's real good at it, and he's proud of Jerusalem.
Believe me. Believe me. Best latkes are from Trump hut in Jerusalem. Gotta believe me.
If we get a Trump presidency, this show's going to be real fun for the next 4 to 8 years.
Oh, man. It's like the only positive, in my opinion, of a Trump presidency would be all the jokes. It's like having Bush again.
That's what I'm going to...
So excited.
We didn't get to be there during George W.
I know. I'm like all glowy inside.
Yeah. Don't worry, everyone. You'll be on the Titanic, but we'll be the band playing till it all goes down. I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my labor, and this was the reward for all my toil. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done, and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. Let's bullet point this real quick. You got a lot of butt stuff and a lot of pleasure. You got a harem. You got some singers. You got a house. You got some sheep. You got some cows. A lot of shit happened, and then you wrote this down. If you really thought everything was meaningless, you wouldn't have wrote this down. You would be like, fuck it, it doesn't matter.
Right, you're humble bragging.
Yeah.
That's all this is. This is a long, slow, like you lit some candles and you're slowly jerking yourself. Like you're not trying to finish right now. You're just kind of like, maybe you don't even like, maybe you use two hands and kind of like rub it together like a carrot.
Ooh, was kind of like a Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid 2 thing.
Yes. There you go. Just like that. And then slowly over the pages you will ejaculate your nonsense at us.
I'm still focused on Karate Kid 2. What was with that? They're like, "Oh, Karate Kid won. He beat the bullies. He won the tournament. What do we do now?" What if he goes to Japan and fights an Asian to the death? Why?
Does the guy die? No, he probably refuses to kill him.
Yeah,
right?
He refuses to kill him. It looks like he's gonna, but then he honks his nose. Honk! And then Mr. Miyagi, Secrets of the Drum. I used to have one of those drums, but I didn't know they were magical until I saw that movie.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's like you'll see. Oh, when you look up Mr. Miyagi drum, Google image, you'll see it. You'll go, oh yeah. Yeah, kind of hold it between your fingers like this, and you like spin it because it's on a pole.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah,
I know that.
and it for some reason it gives Daniel the power to beat the Asian.
Yeah, but that only works in hand-to-hand combat, not like mathletes.
What's funny about the drum thing was it's supposed to be used for like healing and stuff because he did it in the first one too. Only without the drum, it was a hand thing. It's just mystical. And I thought to myself, Mr. Miyagi fought in World War II, so was his family going around after Hiroshima trying to drum people back from nuclear annihilation? Why isn't it working? No, wait.
Yeah, he fought against Americans in World War II?
No, he was an American soldier. I think he was an immigrant by that point or something.
Oh, I was going to say, Mr. Miyagi, you pre-traitor.
Wouldn't that be a hilarious backstory if Mr. Miyagi was part of like the rape of Nanking? Oh yes, Daniel's son. I make a many people rape family members. I cut off so many heads. Wax on, rape off. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you know there's rape of Nanking deniers?
There's a denier for every shitty thing everyone has ever done collectively as a group. It doesn't matter.
Wow, there needs to be everything that Jake has done shitty deniers. Get on that, people.
No, I know you've done everything shitty. I know you. I know everything shitty you've ever done.
Hashtag Jake is perfect.
Hashtag Jake is Hitler. Let's see which one wins.
Oh, I vote for Jake is Hitler. Yeah. Hashtag Jake is Hitler. You're welcome. Kill all the Jews.
So anyway, thanks everyone. Glad to be back. Quran got delayed because of my flight delays, so if you want to blame anyone for that.
What time yesterday did you get home?
Probably like
late.
8, 9, 10. I don't even remember.
After 14 hours in airport?
Because I
wasn't trying to make you record.
I had to get up that morning at 2:30 too to catch my first flight. But
fuck that. Yeah, so that's late. That'll come out Thursday though, right?
Yeah. So blame Delta for that. Thanks, Delta. You goddamn fucking affront to nature. Look at us, heavier than air travel. We played God, and this is what we get. So you can follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can follow Hugo Reloaded, and you can also subscribe to the channel. And next time we fly, you'll know. because you'll get something late and then Hugo will bitch.
You can donate to our Patreon campaign. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout, which I believe will be next Saturday. Not this one, because Jake has young little people to take care of that he definitely
Also,
didn't...
I have a barbecue.
Definitely didn't kidnap those children. They're definitely in his charge.
I lose count, so...
So, until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this has been the Bible Reloaded, and fuck you, Delta.
Did you get the peanuts or the cookies? Or the pretzels?
Pretzels.
Ugh, it's so dry already, though. You don't need pretzels to add to it.
Oh, by the way, one more story. Real quick at the end. One of the flights fucked up the pressure, and for the first 2 days of being in Florida, I couldn't hear anything because my ears wouldn't pop because the pressure was so extreme. Like, it got to, like, it hurt, and, you know, normally... Because I'm an adult, I know how to fucking pop my ears on an airplane, but the pressure changed so fast, so quick, it hurt. It, like, physically hurt my head. I had to be, like, rubbing my head. It gave me a headache, and then I couldn't unpop them for 2 days.
You should have had someone give you a little trepanning.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one either.
I saw
other people on the plane doing the same thing, so I'm not crazy. Like, this was an issue they were having.
Unless you imagine those people, then you are crazy.
Maybe I am. Is this show real?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing.
Am I Tyler Durdening this shit?
Durdening.
Yeah. Spoilers!
We should make a movie called Tyler the Durdening.
It'd be like Highlander, the Quickening, but worse.
All right, we're gone.